Hello and welcome to my little backyard garden. The beautiful analogies about nature and where we're travelling right now with our elements is very unique and special. And the guidance that has come through this morning to speak to you all about our seeds that we've been planting and how we get to germinate them. But just right now, I would love for you guys to just tune out of the fast-paced mind's eye and just listen. Nature has been guiding. Personally, I have been through a big expansion over this weekend with the eclipse and also the solar flares. And each and every one is going through that expansion. Each and every one of us. And the way that it all works is actually, truly wondrous. Over the last weekend, I have had many moments of understandings coming through. Now, I was gifted a blessing to be a part of a friend's daughter's wedding, and she's a part of our Patreon here. So Vanessa, it was a beautiful weekend of expansion for myself personally, as well as everybody on the planet going through their own little expansions and understandings. But I want everybody to know that life at times does get fast-paced. We do create certain things and then we have to go and live them. And there's times where we don't have the time to sit down and work on our energy and our spirit, because those are the times that we're in creation mode and doing. And most of the time when we are receiving energy as well as doing our creation, it's very tiring for our bodies. And over the last few months, we've been working with the elements of fire and air. And this understanding that's come through right now with the shifting and of the moon nodes, and also then the sun's enhancement of its solar flares while it was in Scorpio, has been expansive in many ways. Using the knowledge of the fire element, using our techniques is important. And Spirit has really, really shown me the importance of coming back to understanding the use of the fire element, the air element, then feeding that fire, and then emotions come with it. So we're stepping into water soon. But right now, with the air blowing and the flow of the planetary systems, we need to focus on our fire and air elements still. Some people still haven't done their fire element, and that is okay. There is time to do it right now, and if you can go back and have a look at what I'm speaking of, there is 3 steps to the fire element that supports us in our manifestation process. And we need to recheck ourselves each time we've gone through a shift. And the air element really came on in. And here's Rue, as it is right now as we speak of the air. Now, we have been sowing our seeds. In other words, a few months ago, we were brought forward to think about where we want to go, what passions we have, and that is the start of the fire element, and not using the fire element as a negative, but yet using it as a positive, and making sure that we're directing ourselves in a positive way. And that's what the steps to the fire element does. And that's sowed a seed to your passion, a seed to your creation. And the air element comes on in. I call upon the air. I call upon it with all of my love. And then it comes in and it starts to whirl and burn bright. Because over the last day, there's been very many moments within nature that I have had that has aligned with the understanding of why the air element and the fire element in this process are very important. So the understandings that have come through from witnessing how nature works and the process of the alignments that come forward to explain to you guys why we're going back to the fire element. I was guided to a gardening show, and it was talking about seeds. And certain seeds, especially native Australian seeds like these ones, need the fire element for them to be germinated, for them to then be activated within the dirt so that it can bloom and grow from there. So the fire element is very important, and this comes back to us in growing our seeds. So this morning, after witnessing this gardening show and about seed germination, the guidance was very strong after I pulled the fire element again in a new deck of cards for you guys. I came out this morning, was pondering and asking for guidance and how I direct what I'm meant to say. And I came out the back, connected with the earth, using the water, and having my bare feet on the ground as I watered my garden. I must have brushed up against this beautiful, divine wattle tree. Her wattles are just beautiful. They look like fire, maybe fireworks. If you can see the flowers just here. And each of those flowers have a little seed pod on them. And those seed pods, to germinate them, we need to have either burn them or give them the element of smoke. So I was gardening and I came in and I began to get ready and get in the shower, and I washed my hair. And as I rinsed my hair, I was putting my hands through my hair and I felt something in my hair and sort of flicked it out. And as I turned, on the wall, on the tiles of the shower, was a beautiful little seed from this very plant. And at the time when I was rinsing the water through my hair and thinking about the germination process of the seed and what that means for us, you know, and working with the fire element and using the air element to burn the fires of our passions really strongly so that it blooms in the right way, I opened my eyes to see a little seed pod of this very flower on the tiles. And the alignment of that, the process of all that, is divine. So we're now going to use the air element and the fire element together and ignite our passions. So if you haven't done the air and the fire, if you haven't done the fire element steps, it's a great time to start, to make sure that your fire element isn't within the negative, because fire element can be very chaotic. Think about a fire when it's burning out of control. And each and every one of us, everybody is being affected right now by their fire element being ignited even further with their air element. And so the steps to the processes of creating a positive fire element means that we need to work through our processes, our steps, so that we can guide our fires towards blooming and growing our passions and not our aggressions and not our negatives. And so in this time, and if you've even done the fire element, I want you to think about the passions and the processes. Think about the air element and the processes, the positive words, thoughts and expressions that we need to create. Only using positive air element. Easiest way to keep it a positive air element, oh my goodness, and right here, right now, is a little seed pod. That has fallen to my feet. And see how it is sprouting up. Out of the little seed is the flower, it's bloomed. And that little seed there is an analogy for each and every one of us in the here and now. We are sowing our seeds, and Spirit likes us. Hello, Magnus. No, Bobby. Oh, Bobby, I'm sorry. Oh. So each and every one of us right now are sowing our seeds, and let us sow positive ones. Magnus, come on. Come on, puppy. He's very interested, so there you go. But these seeds, if we are focusing on using our air element and our fire element and focusing on our dreams, our reality, it really creates a calming effect. Flowing your energy daily is how we can actually feel better. So in this moment right now, think about the dreams and realities that you have. If you have already done the fire element, I want you to revisit it in your mind. If the negatives are coming up, just be aware of them. Ask for support with them. Each one of us should know our Chiron. So if you haven't asked for your Chiron reading, I ask, please message me and give me your full birth date so you can understand the negatives that you were born with, that are ingrained in your soul from past life experiences. When I ask for guidance and love and strength over the morning while I'm doing my protections, I do ask for all my past lives to surround me and that all of their learnings and understandings are easily accessed at this time. And that supports you in germinating this seed with your fire element, and then expanding that fire with your passion and air element. So the processes that each one of us have gone through over this moon is what each of our souls needed. To support our focus. Surrender to the processes. Don't be hard on yourself if there's times where you can't do your technical works for the spirit energy. There's times where we really have to flow it. There's times where we have to be within the creation of it all. And then there's times of processing and nurturing the body as we transcend all that we were embodying that held us back. Any negatives that came up, they came up to be cleared. Normally, when you're taken out of your comfort zone into the uncomfortable zone, we grow. It can happen with loved ones, it can happen inside the self, it can happen in family units. This is all a process. Because you are connected to each and every person. And you working on your energy creates flow for everywhere you go. It was all the process of clearing the pathway forward to your dreams. So everything that you've gone through over the last 48 hours, even 72 hours, is all a process to your expansion in your new pathway in life. If you haven't done the fire element, and then put the air element with it, please do so. It will support you in many ways, in many, many ways. And you can message me at any time with any questions. And sometimes in those moments of big shifts within the universal flow, you may receive a whole lot of energy in a positive way, activating more of your light body and shifting your DNA. In those times, you need to surrender. Nurture the body, as these little bodies are like machines and they're being upgraded right now, and it takes its toll. We really are living in a wondrous time on the planet, and no other bodies have been through this. It can be heavy work at times, but yet very enlightening, magical, if you surrender to it. So let's germinate our seed with the air and the fire elements together so that we can create, germination. And here we are with bees all around as well. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining me out here in my beautiful backyard. And I hope this has supported some of you in understanding how the process works. We can go forward, and sometimes we get taken backwards just a little bit so that we can germinate these seeds of process. I love you.